Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Going for a head shave, I'm going to be using a new soap, a new razor for my head shave and a new brush on my head. Now I've used the brush and the razor before, I've never used this soap maker's soap before. So I'm just filling the sink up with what should be cold water but what is really lukewarm water. Over here in Western Australia it's been 30 plus degrees every day for the last about 16 or 17 days Celsius, so it's pretty darn warm. Getting used to it, but it's hot. I'll fill the sink up. So the soap for today is the Swedish Witch shaving soap, Rosemary Spice, and you can probably just see down there that is the ingredients list. Very minimalist ingredients, not a whole lot in there. Let's just see how it shaves. So I'm just going to, I have had it soaking, I don't normally do that. The scent on it's really nice. It's quite a firm soap, I was really surprised. Now I've let this sit for about 3 weeks now, 4 weeks since it was sent to me. This was very kindly sent to me from Johan from Shaven Butcher on YouTube. He's an awesome guy. I just watched half of his video on when he's used cryogen. It's quite funny. Cryogen's a very cold soap. You've got to have skin of steel to use it. So the brush for today is my Shave Mac. Now this one has a 26mm unique silver tip knot, and it does have a very unique looking bulb in it. Handmade in Germany, beautiful handle, absolutely stunning, and the knot is incredible, it's so soft. Now I don't know how it's going to go with a head shave, but let's get stuck in. I'm really excited for this. Sweden is a country I've unfortunately never been to, but my favourite player of all time comes from Sweden, Henrik Larsson. Played for Celtic for many years, went on to play for Barcelona and won the Champions League with Barcelona, and then went on to play with Manchester United before sort of semi-retiring into sort of player manager role, and now I believe he's just a manager over in Sweden. Not just a manager, but he's a manager in Sweden for one of the clubs. I think it might be Helsingborg, I can't remember, or Malmo. So I'm going to get a real good load into this brush today, because last time I used it I don't think I loaded it enough, and I think that was part of my problem with my last lather with the Shave Mac. So as you can see, because I've soaked the soap as well, I should be able to get a real good load into the brush. So let's wet the head. So I'm using the Wolfman today on my head, and then I think in all honesty that'll probably be it for me with Wolfman. I'm not expecting this to be a great shave from the razor. I haven't really had a great shave from it at all in terms of actual the shave itself, not the post shave. Once it's finished it leaves a good result. I haven't really had any issues. My skin looks pretty good. It's just not what I wanted it to be. It's not smooth. And yes, I probably hyped the razor up in my head too much because I wanted to use one for soap. This is really slick soap. It's really hard to get off your hands. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. It's really hard to get off your hands. The slickness just wants to stay there. Just going to rinse the soap out now so it's done and starts drying. That is what the soap looks like once it's rinsed out. Really nice scent. It does have a sort of Old Spice sort of feel to it, scent. And here we go with the Shave Mac 26mm unique silver tip knot. God, so soft. I purchased this brush off of the UK Wet Shaving Society Buy Sell Trade from Tom Story. Awesome bloke. Assured me it doesn't shed, and so far so good. It hasn't actually lost the hair yet, I don't think, this knot, and it continues to do so. Just going to drop a little bit of water in there. This is lathering up really fast. Feels quite creamy and dense. The scent strength's really light. It's probably around about a 3 to a 4. It's enough that I can smell it, more so when I go like that, I'm not actually smelling it in the air. Some people will like that. What it generally means is you can use this soap with any post-shave splash or balm or whatever you're using, and it won't affect the scent too much, but you just get enough during the shave to make the shave enjoyable. I'm pretty sure the Swedish witch, Sarah Lundström, also uses essential oils for a scent. She doesn't use any fragrance oils or synthetic oils, I believe. And from what I've been told, her products are quite expensive. In fact, from what I've been told, most products out of Sweden are quite expensive when it comes to shaving. Even grown Luca. But I have to say, this little brush is phenomenal. Now it's a small knot, it's not massive, it's quite a small. In fact, I'll just show you it next to my rhodium 28mm. So there's the 28mm, and there's the little 26mm next to it. So you can see there's definitely a size difference, and the bulb doesn't help that. The bulb definitely makes it look even smaller than what it does, but look at that. Incredible soap. So far, super good. Right, the Wolfman WR1 Darwin style handle. From what I'm led to believe, it looks extremely similar to an actual Darwin razor, which I think is an actual razor. I don't think Wolfman created it, but this is a WR1. It has 0.67 blade gap, as you can see there. Hopefully, is it focusing? There we go. And it is, look, for all intents and purposes, the nicest razor I've ever held and seen in person. It's absolutely beautifully built. The polish on it is pristine. It's just perfect. It's a beautiful looking razor, but the shave just isn't there for me, especially on the face. Let's see how it feels on the head. I'm just going to go with the grain. I've got a second use Gillette Super Stainless Spoiler vintage blade, which is the blade I use for the first use with this on my face. Straight off the bat, it is silky smooth. It feels totally different on my head shave. Don't ask me why, but it does. That feels like a quality shaver now. Very, very odd. Yeah, that feels extremely smooth. And very comfortable. This is really slick soap. I believe, from memory as well, I'm pretty sure, not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this is a vegetal based soap. I should really check. I can check in a minute. I'll have a look at the lid. I should have read the ingredients as I was holding them up to you. I can still feel the blade, believe it or not. Even on my head shave, I'm feeling the blade, but it's not a significant feeling as it is on my face. So that was an excellent pass. Now I'm not going to finish it with that razor today because I need to get out though. I've just pulled a bit of soap on my head there. And it's smoke everywhere. Now I can tell you right now, this is a really extremely slick soap. The scent is really light. It's not a strong scent of soap. That's incredible. I'm just going to show you how slick the soap is right now. I'm going to move on to the cartridge razor. I'm just going to show you just for this. That's pretty much BBS. So slick. Even just that little bit there, trying to get it off my hands is a challenge. But I'm going to finish off today with the Gillette Fusion, just for speed, no other reason. Let's just scoop that with my finger. This is a really, really dense, creamy, glossy lather. And this brush feels incredible. So for head shaves, the Wolfman certainly seems to work. Feels very nice on a head shave. But ultimately, I need a razor that does both. And this doesn't cut it on the face, so I'm still going to be more than likely not getting one when my name comes up on the list. So I'll just dip the Fusion in the water. Oh wow, this wouldn't be far off one of the slickest soaps I've used. Do you know what, this is way up with Mitchell's Wool Fat, this stuff. Wow. I'm so thankful that Johan was able to talk Sarah into making some more, because I don't think she'd been making it of late. This is incredible. Holy shit. And this is vegetal. This is very, very similar in slickness and feel as the Secret Artisan that I'm using at the moment. Extremely similar. A little bit of an update on that. It will be releasing in 2021. Sorry. Was it 2021? I can't remember now. Surely not 2021. I think it was 2020. But it might have been 2021. It does have to go through a lot of process in order to get it approved. And I think that's partly down to the way that this soap is going to be released to the market and the company that it's going to be released through. It has to go, I mean, you can see how, I mean, that's just residual. You can see it, get a bit of a rub. It's so slick, like wow. I've got to be one of my favourite soaps, certainly soap bases, and I think this is a relatively old base. I don't think this is like the latest in the market. I'm surprised everyone doesn't have this. Then again, from what I hear, the price puts people off for sure. Wow. That is an absolutely superb soap. I'm not sure how easy it is to get your hands on it at the moment. I'm not sure whether there's any available online or on a store, I'm not sure. But that's superb. Absolutely no burn, no irritation. It's all natural. It's vegetal based, so I don't even know whether it's actually vegan. It might be vegan, which is even better. Sort of strange thing to use a vegan soap with a... Oh, finally, lost the hair. Vegan soap with a natural hairbrush. Oh, beautiful. So that was the Swedish Witch. So it's soy wax, shea butter, aloe juice, water, cocoa butter, castor oil, coconut oil, potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, jojoba oil, essential oils, and the ones with a little star are certified organic, which is pretty much everything other than potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide. Everything else is certified organic. What an incredible ingredients list, and honestly, what an incredible soap. The Swedish Witch, Sarah Lundström out of Sweden. Smells great, it's pretty hard soap, and it performs. So, post shave, wow. I'm going to shave my face now. I wasn't going to do a face shave, but I'm going to do one now because that post shave is off the charts good. It's so moisturised. Wow. The brush was the Shave Mac with the 26mm unique silver tip. Just a stunning little brush, beautifully soft and just does a great job. The Wolfman WR1 actually performed on my head really well. It felt really smooth, very comfortable. It felt really good, but for $400+ Australian, it's not worth the money for me. I certainly won't be buying one, that's for sure, unless it came up in a buy-sell trade at an absolute bargain. Finished off with the Gillette Fusion. Can't really grumble at that, it shaves superbly well. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.